It's time for an upcycle. Let's give new life to an old bench in like, say, 20 minutes. Let's do it. This is one of those pieces that I absolutely loved. I've had it a long time. It is incredibly faded, it's stained up, and it's got a rip on one side. So instead of just getting rid of it, it's time to give it a little refresh. The curtain I'm going to use to recover this so I don't have to take the legs off. I'm using just some simple basic fabric, nothing too bulky. And I'm kind of digging this whole straps, leather straps on the edge of the benches. I really like that look. And since I found 2 white belts thrifting, we're going to incorporate those into this makeover as well. My bench won't be $900. Much less expensive. All right, so here is a curtain panel that I had. I had one left over from the media room makeover. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bench, flip it with the good side facing down, obviously, and then we're gonna cut around the edge, and I leave a ton of extra fabric. And then I grab my staple gun and I pull in those corners nice and tight, just make sure they're kind of pleated a little, and I start stapling. Y'all, I'm not an upholsterer. This is not something I do all the time. But if it means stapling something onto something, I've made some beautiful pieces that have lasted me years and years and years. It is not rocket science. Just take the fabric, pull it along the edge, and staple it into place. As you're going, flip it over, make sure everything's lined up the way you want it. Then I kind of do one side stapled, and then I pull the other side a little tight so I can kind of come in and make sure that it's completely even, and then that holds everything in place. And then from there, I continue on. I like to do the middles and the corners first, and then come through and do the rest of it. Need any new batting or any fluffiness. The bench is fine, it just fabric was worn out. And you just wanna make sure your fabric's thick enough and sturdy enough so you don't see through it. And I know when I staple, it looks like a crazy mess, but when I'm all done, I always like to have extra fabric, and then I just trim it all off, and then you can't even tell. I don't care what it looks like underneath, as long as it's gonna hold up and be a sturdy piece. Now those legs, vibing with the black. Normally I would always paint the legs first. That's not the way life works out sometimes. It's not gonna stop me from painting the legs. I love this dark truffle. It's a great Behr spray paint. Y'all know it's one of my faves. I love black evergreen as well. So I'm just going to flip this upside down, little painter's tape, and boom. You got some truffle legs. They're very pretty. I definitely like that a lot better, and I did not get any paint on the fabric. Again, try to paint before you ever do fabric. That was definitely not planned. Now I've got these 2 white belts that I scored at Goodwill. I love it when there's a ton of them. There was like 10 of these white belts, obviously from some kind of big box store or something, but they were at Goodwill. So I just slide them down to the very edges by the legs, and all I do is buckle them. Sometimes with belts, you can buckle them and spin them around and you can't see them at all from any side of the bench. Sometimes you need to cut them apart and staple them up underneath, but not with this one. It worked perfectly. So now I have these little white leather accents on the truffle legs with the floral print, and it's a nice little refresh. So not bad for using some Goodwill stuff and a bench I already had. Happy upcycling.